It's a siege game.
I tell you, folks, if it's not one thing, it's something else. I tell you, folks. All right, so hopefully they'll rejoin me here. We've been having technical difficulties today with trying to get WOLFPACK to run with SteamYard, so just be patient, and hopefully the guys will realize that I am no longer in their mission. And I don't know if I can send them a message or not in the actual menu. Do a new Here we go. All right. I think we're trying to get by some technical difficulties. So hopefully.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We lost him.
Yes, sorry about this, peeps. It's gremlin time.
Everybody's still in the game on the tabletop.
Yeah. So apologies to everyone. Jester's working frantically behind the scenes to try and get this going.
Yeah, hopefully he'll pop back in here.
Yeah.
We may have to go to a different room. I don't know.
I don't know. Stay with it, guys and girls.
Is anybody even on? I don't.
Yeah, there's lots of people on. I've got 15 watching at the moment. Just watching you and me, Mike. Sing a song, tell a joke, something.
Well, that's got to be boring.
They're all turning up and there's nothing happening.
Yep.
For those that are just turning up, we're having some technical issues. So here he is. And
there they are.
Yeah, I apologize, everyone. Sorry about this. I'm having difficulties with trying to get everything configured and working. I've got the live stream going on. We got the WOLFPACK going on. We've got everything going on. So anyways, I apologize for that. Thanks, everyone, for joining us tonight. We have the world premiere of WOLFPACK here with the War Room group and, of course, our good friend, Mike Butticelli, who we're going to call Buttercello now because
you're doing good.
We can't call him.
You're doing perfect with Butticelli because it's Berticelli, but so you've already screwed it up. It's all right.
Butticelli.
You don't need to double screw it up.
Well, I thought Herman would feel bad if we didn't
True.
rename all of our guests. So thank you, Mike, for putting up with us. Coming back out, we had a great time playing Tank Duel, and we're looking forward to learning about WOLFPACK. Why don't you sum up WOLFPACK in a couple sentences for those of people out there that maybe haven't heard of it?
I can do that. First of all, Tony, Chester, you want to go up and click in the very top left corner and hit the grab button because you're on text right now.
Yeah.
So anyway, thanks everybody for joining us. WOLFPACK is my new game, going to be produced by G&T Games. As you can see, it's about German submarines during World War II in the North Atlantic. The game will cover between the end of the Happy Times, which will be the last 3 months of 1941, through half of 1943. And the game is a solitaire game. It plays 1 through 4. So it's solitaire/team game where we're going to play as a team. We're all going to have a submarine in this wolf pack, and we're going to go hunting convoy ships. And hopefully we don't get hunted. But we
Well,
do
I'm
have
purple.
we do have the yellow submarine. So
I was going to say I'm purple.
Yeah,
Tony is.
Guess what color I am?
He paints all of his vehicles yellow. All right. How many players does this support, Mike?
1 to 4.
1 to 4. Okay.
1 to 4. And the way that the game's designed, I've made it so you can, if you're in a campaign game, you can have people drop in and out of playing. So if you set up a campaign with 4 players, the way that it works is if somebody can't make the next session, somebody else can play for them, and it works that way. So you're not stuck into having to play all 16 games of the campaign if you don't want to. But if you want to, we have one going on right now, kind of a running one, and a lot of different people have come in and out of the game, and a few guys, some of my guys that are kind of on the design team, they've played through and kept the same submarine. And in the campaign game, you're going to work on crew abilities. You'll be spending experience points for helping the flotilla out as a whole, or spending some of those experience points for your own crew. And just a little bit of a cool dynamic there is how generous do you want to be with the points that you have? How much do you want to give to the team? And how much you want to keep for yourself to improve your own submarine. That's a little bit of stuff in the campaign game. We're not going to play the campaign game tonight. We'll just do we'll start a single patrol, and we will roll up the scenario and start hunting.
Excellent. That's what we like to hear.
So you might as well go ahead and share.
Just if you guys are in the chat, one of the issues we ran into was when we actually tried to broadcast the screen. So if something happens and we start broadcasting the screen and YouTube doesn't like it for some reason, we will come back in a few minutes, but we probably won't be able to share the screen with you. Maybe we might just have to tell you what's going on. So I just wanted to let everyone know that ahead of time. So if your screen goes black and we disappear, it's not because of us. It's because of YouTube.
Hey!
Well, so far so good.
Thanks, Chris.
I don't know why I have this type right here.
Oh, I was trying to remove the text that I put out there. So let me remove that.
There we go.
Yeah,
okay, perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and start so people can see now. We've all chosen our submarines from left to right. We've got Ruff over on the far left. I'm the second one here. We got Tony and Chester's on the far right. Those are our individual submarines. These submarines are the player map where we'll be doing a lot of upkeep on our submarine, all of our torpedo loadouts and damage and all that kind of stuff. So we'll get to those in just a second. Let me go ahead and kind of give you an anatomy of the game here, what you're looking at. Game board consists of really 3 different parts. We have the game board here that we'll be playing on, and we have these outer boxes that go on the outside. We will be starting in one of these green colored boxes, bluish, greenish, grayish colored boxes. We will be maneuvering around these outer boxes in the first 10 turns of the game, and that is called the approach segment. Then we have this inner part with the dots, which are called spaces, and the squares that are called spaces. This is where the game will get tactical. On turn 11, we'll be starting our attack runs, and in these spaces are where the convoy is. Convoy does not start on the map. it is fog of war. So we're going to have to spot them, identify them, and attack them. So right now, we just know that there's a convoy. We've been hunting this convoy. We've all been getting into position to attack the convoy, and now the order's been given out to actually commence the attack. So the first 10 turns is the approach, is where we're trying to work our way through the destroyer, the escort screens, and trying to get into a position to attack.
Hey,
Over
Mike,
here,
just
this
a quick
section,
question for you. Sorry. So on
yep.
the map, the main center map area,
Mhm.
convoy represents a whole bunch of ships, and it's not going to be
Yep.
an individual ship. Okay. So
Exactly.
that's going to be our target location. Okay.
Yep. So every one of these could possibly have a convoy ship in them, these big square ones. And of course, the way that the convoys were made up, the outer usually with a smaller, less desirable targets, and they try to protect the really good ones in the middle of the convoy. So that's something to keep in mind while we're playing. That generally your good targets are going to be here in the middle. This is not I'm going to go out with one submarine and hunt like one target ship. This is attacking the convoys. Over here on this section is our depth. So you'll notice that this submarine W is on the surface, and if he were to dive to periscope or 50 or deeper, he'd flip over to the underwater side, and we can keep track. Each boat can keep track of their own depth over here. So you may be here, and then you might be at 50 feet, and we use this to show that. We have a sequence of play. We will only be playing phase 2, 5, and 9 during the approach segment when we are maneuvering out in these outer boxes. This approach segment, is very abstract. So you'll notice, and then once we get into the attack portion, it becomes more precise, a little more tactical. When we get in here, the time scale changes and the feel of the game changes when we get in here. First thing that we want to do, and what I'm going to do as far as the rules go, as we play, I'm going to introduce you guys to the rules that you need to know for the segment that we're playing. So there'll be things, and I'll go through these really fast for everybody, and then we'll go in more detail as we do it. So the first thing that we do in a turn when we're playing the whole thing, when we're in this attack portion, would be torpedo movement and detonation. Torpedoes will move on the map, and if they reach a target, we'll see if they detonate and what kind of damage, if at all, they do. Then we'll do submarine movement. Then we'll do submarine observation, where we're going to try to observe, try to ID our targets. And then we will do a TDC calculation, torpedo data computer. We'll put the fire solutions on our torpedoes for a possible attack against a convoy ship, or maybe an escort if you want to attack an escort. Anti-submarine search, move, and attack. This is where they try to hunt us. And then we have convoy movement. The convoy is always moving from the bottom of the screen to the top of the screen. They're going in this direction, okay? And during the game, you'll see how that works. But just remember that this convoy is always moving this way, so we have to keep up with the convoy. After convoy movement, we have torpedo reloads. We'll reload any torpedoes that we had fired. Then this submarine attack, we will fire any torpedoes that we want to fire, and then we will probably will be doing damage control.
Well, all right, I get it.
Yeah, okay, enough already, right? And that's the whole turn sequence there. So what we'll do is we'll start by setting up our scenario. And we'll go over here to the single patrol. Like I said, we're not going to do the campaign. So everybody, we're going to choose a time period that we want to play. And basically, it breaks down. If you look down here on this chart down, better to look over here. If you'll come over here to the left side, I'm pointing over here, top left. There you go, right in this area. So we have 4 basic time periods. October through December of 41, January through June 42, and so forth. This is easy. This is extremely hard. This is base, pretty standard, and this is hard. So I would think you probably want to do something either easy or standard. I'll leave it up to you guys. What
we're going to do standard, Mike. We are professional. We are professional gamers here. We don't do basic.
Yeah, I'm going to get.
Well, speak for yourselves, but anyway.
so basically, what happened in history, it ramped up the improved equipment for the Allies, and it shows in the game as the game goes along. It gets a lot harder for the submarine player, and that really matters in the campaign game. So what we have we're going to play January through June. We could play the first 3 months, or we could play the middle 3 months. It's up to you guys. If we play the April, May, June, our chances of good weather is a little better. If we play January, our chances of our weather is going to be worse. If you look over here, back over here to the setup table, far right, right here, it'll show you the chance. So this is the weather and time of day. So good or bad weather. And then you can see the numbers that we have to pull. So 10-sided pull. And so you can see there's a better chance for good weather here than it would be if we played, the early part of the year, the January part. So you guys want to go January, March, or April, June?
April, June.
All right, so we're going to do April, June. So that's what we're going to be rolling on. So the first thing that we want to do, well, let's go up here. And then, so the next thing that's going to happen is we're going to choose our submarines, which we've already done. And now each submarine receives 30 experience points. So each of us have 30 experience points to spend on scenario setup or tactical points. So let me tell you what tactical points are. Do the last part first. That is what you will spend for yourself, for your individual submarine. So if you'll come down here and look at Gesture Submarine, down here at the bottom, I'm looking right here. There is a TP. It says TP down here, and he has 2 tactical points. We're all going to start with 2 TPs. Tactical points are super important. They allow you to do crash dives. They allow you to do evasive maneuvers. They allow you to re-pull a card if you don't like the result. When you re-pull, you have to take that result. Could be worse, could be better, could be the same. So having tactical points is very important. They cost 5 points per tactical point, and we have 30 points to spend. So if you didn't spend anything on anything else, you could give yourself 6 more tactical points and be up to 8. Okay, so just keep that in mind as we start to spend on setup. So the first thing that we're going to do, each submarine receives 2 free tactical points. We did that. We're going to determine the convoy size, weather, time of day, convoy speed. And any of these may be repulled. And you ask me, what is a repull? This game has a whole set of cards down here at the bottom. If you look down here towards the bottom of the map, you'll see 6 different sets of cards. This game, let me shuffle these guys. Not flip them. Let's shuffle them. So we're going to shuffle up the cards. And so when I say pull, if everybody will like zoom in here on this card, I'll give you a little bit of anatomy of a card. Each card has multiple uses on it, and we'll go through them when it happens. But right now, this is a 10-sided die pull right here. So whenever I say you pull a die, that's what you're going to do. You're going to take one of these cards, flip it over, and you're going to look right here for the die pull. The other thing that we have is a random number generator. I don't know if any of you are familiar with Fields of Fire. I don't think you guys are, but Fields of Fire uses the same mechanic where if we're trying to find a random number of 4 different things, we look at the 4 column. If we pulled this card, number 3 would be the one that's chosen. And if we were choosing 3 things, we would look at this column, number 2 would be chosen. So this is our random number generator. This stuff over here is for anti-submarine warfare sonar stuff here. Early war, which we are on the early war part, so we'll be using this column. Good or bad weather. If they're homing us, we would use this. This is used for evasive maneuvers. This is used for if the submarine, if the escort will attack us this turn, the turn that we're checking. Anti-submarine radar, early or improved. And then anti-submarine visual surface search, trying to find us day, night, good or bad weather. The last thing on this card is, if you'll notice.
Does it matter which pile we pull from, Mike?
Yes, all these cards are here. These cards are different.
Okay, so all the way to the left then.
Yep, these cards are different. Okay, so you will also notice, do you see the red boxes that are on the outline of this card?
Mm-hmm.
Those boxes correlate to these red boxes here. So this top right red is this area. Middle red on the right is this area for that red box. Here is down here. Those 2 middle ones are here, and it just goes around like that. So each one of those red boxes correlate to one of these positions around the map. And you'll see how that works in a second. So when I say we got to repull, we're going to repull from that deck. So the first thing we do is convoy size. Early war, late war. We're doing early war. Large convoy 1 to 4, small convoy 5 to 10. We're gonna go pull one of those cards and see what it is. So what I'm going to do, and I'm terrible at this, but I'm going to try not to give you guys too much advice. I want to come along for the ride. Let you guys make decisions. I'll give you your choices, and because I don't want to steer the game in any one direction. I want to see how you guys play it, and hoping you don't screw it up too bad.
Rough.
Don't look at me. What are you looking at me for?
Okay, so
I know I'm going to die.
So here's your first pull. So we are checking for large or small convoy. So we're going to flip that. It's a 7. A 7 would be a small convoy.
Ooh, do we want to go small first, boys, or we want to go big?
If you want to re-roll any of these outcomes, it costs 8 flotilla points. Which means we must spend from our 30 each, or one guy could spend all 8 of his 30. All of us could spend 2 and make it 8. 2 guys could spend 4. You can break it up however you want. And remember, tactical points are in groups of 5. So as long as you've got 25, you could get 5 tactical points. You go below 25 and you're down to 4 at the end. If the good thing about a large convoy is there's more targets.
Mm-hmm.
I am on my little cipher sending out a message to all the other U-boats in the area saying, let's all donate 2 to the cause.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so I'll go 2 if you guys want to. You good with that, Ruff?
Yeah, oh yeah. How do we do that?
So just keep a mental note or write it on a piece of paper, right?
Gotcha.
We're all down to 28, and we're going to repull.
Let's get a better card this time, sir.
There you go. Not a better card. What do we need? A 5?
4.
We
A 4.
Needed, 4 or less, yeah. All right, I think we just stick with that then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. So we are on a small map. So you'll notice that the map just changed in size.
Because
It's
it's
loading right.
So we've lost our top and bottom rows.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. So the next thing that we have to do is convoy speed. Now this one's really important. So convoy speed, early war 1 to 3 is a fast. A slow is 4 to 10.
We want slow.
Yes, you definitely want slow. That's really important. You get a fast convoy, and it's brutal to keep up on them.
3, yes. There you go. Good draw.
That's a fast one, isn't it?
That's a
That's
fast
the fast
one.
one. Oh, I read it backwards. Sorry.
I'll spend 2 more.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right, here we go.
Oh,
Oh my God, Mike, you set this up just like you did the tank duel. I know you did. I know you did that.
So we're at 20. I would spend 2 more.
So we'll go down to 24.
Actually, you know what? What are we at right now? We're
We're
at
at 26.
26.
I'll spend 6 of mine.
I'll spend the other 2.
All right, so I'm going to keep track of mine. Everybody keep track of their own.
Yeah.
I'm at 20.
I'm at 22.
So here we go. Come on, there we go.
There we go.
So we have a fast convoy. So we go over here and we get our convoy speed, and we flip it over to fast.
No, slow.
We flip it over to slow.
Loads of points, bro.
Flip it back over to slow.
Yes. So now we're going to check for good or bad weather.
That could be important, I bet, boys.
We're going to roll right here for good or bad weather. 1 to 5, it's bad.
All right.
Are you taking these from different decks, Mike?
I'm taking it all from the same deck, this far left one.
Okie doke.
So we got bad weather.
Bad weather.
I'll donate 6.
Ooh.
Oh,
I'm staying at 20 for now.
I'll do the other 2 then.
Okay.
Actually, Ruff, hang on a second. Ruff. Wait a sec.
Yeah, go on.
Let me donate the 2 because that'll take me down to an even 20.
Okay.
All right.
All right, here we go. Hey, look at there. A 1. Even worse.
Well,
This game hates us.
This game's broken. Where's the damn flip button on this?
I know.
Do you want to do that again?
no.
I'm okay with. I can live with bad weather. It's not
Okay.
the best, but I can live with it.
Right. We've tried.
So we're continuing on.
So this re-rolling is basically simulating us fouling these guys, waiting for a better opportunity to
Yes,
attack.
this all simulates planning the information that this is very abstract, right? That command had, and there's a short window in which we can attack if we don't want to have air cover attack us. So we don't have forever to follow this thing. So we've stumbled across a slow convoy. The weather's not clearing for us. We waited a day. It didn't clear. We waited another day. It didn't clear. We got to go. The weather's not going to clear for us because we're about to enter back into Allied air coverage. So this is all kind of an abstract in command, weather, and all the stuff that, the time it takes to get into position. All of us trying to get to this location because one submarine's found this thing and it's called headquarters, and they've dispatched all of us to rendezvous in this area. So if it's a late contact, we don't have a lot of time to wait for the good stuff.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to simulate here.
Yeah.
So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go time of day. So our time of day is down here, 6 through 10, it's daytime. 6 through 10, it's daytime, and it's a 10.
Is that good or bad? Will it have to be submerged? Okay.
We'll definitely want to be submerged, which is okay. That will be a periscope depth. I don't really want to spend any more unless I have to, because the one thing that we have left that we have to do is our torpedo loadout. And if we get a bad roll on we're going to individually do our own boats. And if I get a really bad torpedo rollout, I want to save some cash for that.
Okay. Okay, we'll keep that, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anytime we get a shuffle, we put it back in and we shuffle it up. Okay, so this will be our next pull. So we're gonna go daytime. Slow convoy, bad weather. There we go. We are set up there.
Right.
So the next thing that we have to do, time of day, check for submarine starting location. So if you look at this grid right here, we're going to do 2 random pulls. We're going to pull 1 through 4, top, then pull a second card, left. Where they intersect is where we start. It'll give us a letter that corresponds to those green boxes and red boxes around the area. Okay, so let me grab another card for Ruff. You're the far left, right?
Yeah.
So let's say this is your top, or this is your left. I'm sorry, a 3 and a 1. So you're 3, 1. You're starting at C.
Oh, I wanted to be A flat. Anyway, never mind.
So you're starting at C. You'll see C has a 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Yeah.
So we're going to grab another 1 and do the random pull on that. So your random pull on this one, 1 to 4, is a 2. So Ruff, you're going to be starting on C2, which is right here.
Isn't it the one inside? Because it's a small convoy.
You're right. It is a small convoy, so you're going to be starting right there.
Oh, crikey, okay.
So on the small convoy, you'll be starting in that box right there. So what you do is you come down here and grab your submarine counter, and you place it right here. I just did it for you.
Oh, thank you.
And that is where you start.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, thanks.
So next, that'd be me. So I'm going to need 1, 2. And the top one will be the top. So I have a 4 and a 2. A 4 and a 2 puts me in one of the A positions. I'll go into what these positions mean in a second. You could re-roll if you wanted to, and you may not re-roll these. And then also you see the little subscript there, the smaller letter. That is for events, and we don't do events during setup. Okay, that's during the single patrol. That's a campaign thing. So I'm going to be in one of the, and I'm just going to leave it here and look. And 1 to 4, number 3. So I'm going to start over here. So I'm going to grab this. And when there's a choice, like I have a choice, this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I have 2 choices. It's my choice. I'm going to start in this one. Okay. I'm going to start in that location. So who's next?
I am.
Go ahead, Tony. Why don't you pull your cards and I'll put these away. You're probably going to need a random, so that'll be your random. So you're 4, 1.
I'm an E.
You're an E. Which puts you in one of the center ones. So that puts you over the small convoy is only for these C's. Okay, so that puts you in the middle. That puts you in one of these also, right here.
Okay. So.
Oh, well, yeah, that puts you that puts you in a C, and then you actually didn't need this one, so
Okay.
you didn't have a random choice. So don't worry about it. So go ahead and put yourself over there,
Okay.
and then we have gestures to do.
I'm over by rough. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, you're right. You're in one of those boxes by rough.
I am 4 and a 2.
Okay. Put
Which
you
is
put you in an A. Here you go. Here's your up here. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay. My random is a 4.
Is a 4, so that's going to put you right here,
Okay.
right there.
Right on the last edge.
Yep, that last box. And in tabletop, you see your shadow underneath this.
Uh-huh.
The thing will drop where your shadow is.
Yeah, Devin was going on about that, so I've learned that from Devin.
Okay, so that takes care of our setup.
So me and Mike are up there at the top.
So we got here early. We're ahead of the convoy. Remember, the convoy is moving in this direction. So we got here early. Now, let me tell you the pros and the cons. Of course, this is a great attack position up here because they're coming to you, and you're going to be able to get in and do what you want to do. Problem is, this is where all the escorts are. So the escorts, of course, are up here because they know that's where we're trying to get to. So these two spots are the worst. Then these two are a little worse. Then these are a little worse than these. And these are a little worse than these. And down here, there's very little chance anybody's patrolling behind. But they could, but there's a slight chance. So we could stay here if we want to, gesture, or we can maneuver out of here. You know, we could take a few turns and get into these other boxes, then maybe later get back up in here, or you could ride it out up here. It's totally up to us. We're going to be doing 10 turns of maneuvering. So we'll be able to change our positions because two subs right next to each other, you guys are shooting at the same targets. That's not a good thing. So we would like to be a little spread out, but that's up to you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. We're going to continue with this. So we've got this. Now we're going to do our starting torpedo loadouts. So come down to your boat and go to mine, and I'll do mine first, and you guys can see what I'm doing. Zoom in right here. I gave us all our starting loadouts. I put G7A torpedoes, which are steam torpedoes, loaded in our front torpedo tubes. They're loaded, ready to go. And I've got a G7E, an electric, in the back. Since it's daytime, these guys are going to leave a detectable mark, bubbles in the water that can be spotted by the convoy, which is not good for us. The E's are, they won't leave that bubble, so they're hard to detect. But early war, these E's are terrible. The dud rate is much higher than the steams, and they don't go as far. So a little bit of a trade-off there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get our reloads. We're going to roll for our reloads. Okay, and our reloads are right here. We'll just reload whatever we want to put in, and we come up here to the table, and it rolls like this. On the right table here. So for type 7s, we have 5 basic loadouts, which I did for us already. Then we're going to pull a random 4 for each type of torpedo. So I'm going to pull one for my A's and one for my E's. And my A's, I'm going to have a +2 to that number. My E's are going to have a -1 to that number. There were a lot more steam torpedoes than electric torpedoes early in the war. So I'm going to do, and this is where I'm saving some money in case I pull a 1 right here. And of course I did. I pulled a 1.
Oh, Mike, because you want some more torpedoes. Yeah.
Oh, so I need more torpedoes than that. So I'm going to spend 8 more. That puts me down to 12. Oh, that's not good. So I have to live with this one because I'm saving.
Can you get donations on that from somebody else?
No, this is your spending.
Okay, so this is up to you for.
You know what? You know what? We can do it. This is not a written in stone rule because I hate to make exceptions just for this because we're able to do it on everything else. So I'm going to say at this point, yes, we can make donations, but I'm not going to make you guys do it. I'm going to spend the 8 myself. I'm going to go down to 12. I at least want 2 left over because I want 4 tactical points. I don't want to go in with less than 4. That's just me. So I'm going to take this number, and it's a 2 plus 2 is 4. So I have 4 reloads, and this is how you do it. So come back to my submarine board, and you'll see these are reloads right here, and these are my A reloads. And I rotate it to the 2 side, and I place it on this one right here that says G7As. I have 4 reloads.
Yeah, 4. I was going to say 4.
So I have 4 reloads of steam torpedoes. Now I'm going to do my electric, and my electric is the same thing. It is a this time it's a -1, and I pull a 3. I have 2 steam torpedo reloads. So I'll take my steam one. It's already on the 2, and I'll place it right there, and I'm done. You guys can individually do yours. And if you want to talk about spending points, I can give somebody 2 points if you want them.
Right.
So everybody can do their own thing. Let me clear this for us.
Clear them out.
I'm going to show you guys a shortcut to help clean up as we play. I put a lasso around all of those cards and I hit the G. And G grouped them. And now I put my mouse over it, lift the whole stack, and bring it back. So
where you put
them? Right here on the discards.
Gotcha. Right.
The discards are to the right of each stack. So everybody can just go ahead and do their own.
So we take that.
Oh crap!
I have 2 to give. First come, first serve.
I'm at 20, so I'm just going to use my. It's 8, right?
Yep.
I got a random number of 4. Are we doing the 4 random number?
Oh,
Of course you did, Jester.
Yeah.
You got 6 reloads.
So how do you do 6 when the thing only goes up to 4? Flip it? Okay.
Flip it good.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Oh, well.
Another bad one?
I got a 1 again.
Oh, you should
That's not it.
You can hold off and see how those guys pan out. Maybe they can give you some money to re-roll.
So first one I got a 4, so that's 6 for the. 3 plus 2 is 5.
Yep.
Is that right?
That's right. These guys are going to have some money left over. I got 2. We could probably get you. You have how much do you have left? 2.
Yeah, 2, so I can have 2 extra tactical points.
So I could give you 2. That puts you 4. If those guys can get 4 to you, you could retry it one more time.
I have 4. The second one, I have a 1.
-1 is 0. You have
I would have no
electrics.
So I don't put the counter there at all.
At all, unless you want to spend 8 and re-pull.
So hold on.
That's a tough one with that -1, right? The best you can get is a 3.
You know what? I will take none, and with 20 left, I can give some people some points.
Hold on, let's do mine and see what I get. So that first card that I got a 3 plus 2, that is for steam or electrics?
That's for steam.
Right, so we need
the A torpedoes.
So we go over here.
And flip it if you need to get to whatever number you need.
No, not that. So I want to rotate it.
Okay.
Right. And again. There we go. And then pick another one for the steam. Excuse me being a bit dense, but...
All right. So now you're going to pick one, and you're going to do the 4 -1.
3 -1.
2. You have 2 electrics. So
Electrics.
put that on the right. So you put that electric and put it right over there.
That there, and then rotate to the. Well, it doesn't matter.
So Tony needs a reroll. I can give you 2.
I can give you
2,
have
and
20.
he has 2.
I have 2.
So
I have
you
4 with
need
mine.
4? I can give you 4.
I can
Okay.
give you 4. I'm not giving anybody any yet. I've got 26 left.
no, there you go. So that's even better. That way, you gesture, you and Ruffle have more tactical points.
Yeah, there
All
we
right.
go. 4 to Tony.
All right, I'll stay at 20. If you need another reroll, let me know.
Yeah.
You got to be kidding me.
Tony, you are the worst card dice roller in the world.
You're costing us points, man.
So that'd be 2 plus 1 would be 3.
Yeah, and you have 4.
Fine.
You have 7, so you have 4 loaded in the front.
I'll just take it. I'm not worried about the other
Well,
points.
so wait a second. How many points do we have left? I have 2.
I have 20 total. Ruff is
20.
22.
22. Do you want?
So I could go. Ruff and I could go 2. That'd put Ruff at 20, me at 10, and Cheshire, you could make up the rest.
And go down to 16.
Yeah, that'll give you. Oh, that's pretty low. 16. Well, that'll give you 3. That'll
That's
give
fine.
you
I'll do that. Yeah, do
Okay.
that.
Well, I'll do another 2 if
I
you
do
want.
not want to hear Tony whining anymore.
Yeah,
Tony,
because
don't screw this up. You better roll good. I swear to God.
I'm down to
You're
10.
wasting us 100 points so far.
2.
2.
2. There you go. That's good. That's plus 2.
We went up a whole 1 torpedo. It only cost us 1,000,000 points.
That was expensive.
Okay, and I'm going to pull. Watch, I'll get a 4 on this one.
Of course you will.
It's true what Kev says, Tony.
Whoa. I just lost mine.
Oh. Which one was
Open
it?
them up. Oh, crap. I'll just draw another one. Let me just draw another one.
Yeah, just draw another
There's
one.
Yeah.
2 there.
I'll pull another one.
You can have a popsicle, dude.
I already had one.
I do. Grab a Cheez-Its.
Okay.
You gonna pull another one?
What have you got, Tony?
This is a
right.
this is a -1.
Oh, that's not
4.
bad.
Of course. You got plenty of torpedoes. You got plenty.
Hey Tony, you're not very good at this game.
Wow.
Funny, that's what Kev says.
All right, so we have our torpedo.
Tony, you're muted, Mike.
Yeah, there's a reason why he's muted.
Yeah, probably.
Sorry, I was yelling at my kids. And swearing at the game, one of the two.
Okay, so the last we have one more thing here. It says we may spend 10 of our flotilla points for a special convoy ship, but only on the large map. So we're not going to be able to do it here. But basically, on the large map, you will take a special convoy ship, which means it's loaded with munitions, troops. It's something very juicy and high victory points. And there's a possibility that it will come out. It's not guaranteed. Okay?
Yep.
Then the last thing is we're going to prepare the ship piles, the convoy ships. It's already done in tabletop. And crew experience. And then we have to set up the escort distribution. So this is how this works. So the escort distribution is, Tony, what I want you to do, so look at these guys here. You have, so look at these escort ships. The top left number is their ID. These are 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, and 7s. Okay?
Okay.
That's the main thing that we're worried about right now. So I'm going to tell you how many to pull of each type. And I do that by looking at this availability chart over here. And hold we have no, that's not there. Where is this chart? I don't even know where my own charts are at. Yeah, it is over here. That's that. That's that. Oh, shoot. It's right here. Dummy me. Down here at the bottom, the escort setup. This says place the listed escort ships and false sighting counters into the escort setup cup. So we look here, and I need ID number 6 for destroyers, a DD. I need ID 6 and 7. So place that to the side, like place it down below, down in here.
So
DD 6 and 7.
6 and
7.
7.
Right.
Okay.
Now we need ID of the DEs, the destroyer escorts. We need 3 and 4.
DE3 and
DE4.
DE4. Yep.
And then, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. Go back. I need 6 and 7 was correct. The DEs, I just need 5, not 3 and 4, just 5.
Okay.
And then the Corvettes, the Cs, we need 1 through 3.
Corvettes, the C's 1 through 3.
Yep. And then the S, the sloop, we need a number 4. And up here it says false sighting 6. So I'm going to take 6 of these false sightings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to place them. I'm going to place them in this escort setup bag. And then I'm going to take the rest of these guys and I'm going to put them into the escort setup bag. So we have 7 escorts and 6 false sightings. Okay. Now I'm going to do the last part, escort distribution cup. Draw 7 counters from the escort setup cup. Then a number of false sightings below. So we're playing January through June. So I need to put 6 false sightings into this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So do not search these bags. This is hidden information. That is our escort pull bag. There could be 7 of them in there. There could be less. We don't know. So we don't know what we're facing yet. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. We are set up and ready to play. So we start with turn 1. We have submarine movement. So under the movement up here, we have submarine move phase. During the approach, we have approach movement against a fast convoy. Approach versus a slow convoy. Move from one small box to one small box every turn. If we're submerged, we go one small box to one small box only on even turns. Okay, so right now we are all on the surface. German doctrine, they would stay on the surface as much as they possibly could, especially before an attack, to conserve their batteries and their oxygen. So you must stay on the surface until you have been spotted by the enemy. Then you may dive. And from then on, you're allowed to dive on this approach part of the game. So we can all move from one small box to one small box, and you're using these outer arrows. So you can move from this box to this box, then to this, then to this, then to this, then here, then here. You skip these red boxes. That's for the enemy. So I am going to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 turns to get to here. 5, 6, 7. I could get back in here. I don't really want to hang out here that much, but I'm going to. I'm going to let you, if you want to get out of here, this is gesture. You're up here with me, right?
Yep.
If you want to get out of here, you can. I'll hang out here for a little while. I might go to here. I think I'm going to move right one.
Okay.
What do you
Yeah,
got?
I was thinking of going down over to here.
Okay, so you're gonna work that segment down there. Well, how about you guys? You need to figure out what you two are gonna do.
Well, we're together, aren't we? So that's not a good thing. I was either going to stay here, here, or if Tony was not wants to stay there, I was going to sort of move up here and or here or somewhere.
So let me show you how this works. Also, someone's drawing lines again.
That's not me.
Yeah. Don't see any lines.
What the heck was that? I don't know what that was, but okay. So let me show you how this works. So these inner lines in, I need to turn. Well, I'll figure it out later. These inner lines here to here. So if this submarine's in this box right here, he can enter from here, from that arrow, all the way to this arrow. So if you're in this box and it's turn 11 and you want to enter, you can enter anywhere along here. If this one could enter from that one also down to here, you don't want to be attacking from down here. You at least want to be up in this area. And for us, like if you come from here, you can go from here to here.
Mm-hmm.
If this corner, you can go from here to here.
Right. I thought I would hang out maybe here and then at the last minute come back up to the corner.
Or even that, even if you stay here, you can still enter from here.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Yeah.
And you could maneuver up and down. There's things you can do.
Okay.
Ruff, why don't you go ahead and move and I'll hang out down here.
I'm gonna move one over. So go ahead, everybody, do your movement. You get to go one box.
So my box would be way over to here though, right?
Yes, it would.
Okay.
And mine would be here. Is that right?
Up here.
No, you'd be where I was at, Ruff.
Yeah, yes, you'd be where, yeah.
Oh, we're swapping places. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So everybody has moved, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Submarine ASW time. So here we go. This is how this works. I'm going to put a card by every submarine. This is where they are trying to find us. What I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this card and I'm going to check the box that I'm in, right? So if I'm in here, I'm checking this red box right there. If there's a green check mark, there's a possibility that there's an escort in the area. I got to pull from this bag and see what it is. If it's a false sighting, it was a false sighting. I thought I saw something, I didn't. Thought I heard something on the hydrophones, I didn't. If it is an escort, then the escort gets placed right here, and he tries to find me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there was nothing there, so I'm good. Bingo.
Tom, you haven't been caught, have you?
Tone, so go, guys, everybody flip their cards. So, Ruff, you're okay.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Chester, uh-oh.
Yep.
So
I see that.
So what we do, go ahead and pull for yourself. That's a false sighting. It goes back in the bag, but not until he pulls.
Okay.
So put it back, and it's got to be a full bag to pull from. So that goes back in, and now go ahead, gesture, pull for yourself. False sighting goes back in. All right.
Whew.
Yeah, we escaped that one. And then again, we use the G command and put them away. Then we go to the last segment, which is damage control. There is no damage control because none of us got damaged. This goes back up to the top. And it's turn 2. And now we do submarine movement. I'm going to move again.
I'm going to move to there.
And then, Ruff, you can move up into the corner.
I can move here, yeah?
Up here, Ruff, all the way up here.
How's that?
Okay. I'm okay this time.
Use the outside lines, the outside arrows.
Ah, right. Gotcha.
You're good. I'm good.
Again.
Again. And you're good. Tony?
Tony.
False contact.
False contact. Okay, you're good so far. These all get put away. And it goes to turn 3. And because nothing would have happened on damage control, we're back to submarine movement. You can see how fast this goes until somebody finds us. I'm going to go one more time. I'm going to get out of the way a little bit here. And Tony, you could move up into here so you could attack from this position, which is.
Oh, I will. But when we get to it,
you got it. Okay, so everybody's moved.
No. I'm wondering whether to just move one here or move.
Well, you can only go there. You can only go one, and that's one there, and that's one there.
These arrows. That's why. Oh yeah, I can see them now. Yeah, I have to zoom in. Sorry. Should have gone to Specsavers.
Finally.
I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good.
All right.
I'm good.
Turn 4.
I got to shuffle, so hold on.
Okay, so go ahead and put it away. Shuffle it up. I moved us to turn 4, and we are back to movement. I'm going to stay where I am.
I'm going to stay where I'm at.
Yeah, I think I'll stay where I am as well.
Okay, what's the shuffle button again?
It's the R.
Okay.
Yeah, just hit it a couple times. There you go.
There.
Yeah. I was hitting S for shuffle, and it kept moving.
Down to something else, Tony.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I moved.
Hey guys, if you're with us still, we do appreciate it. Thank you. I know we haven't spent a lot of time talking with you guys. We do appreciate everyone coming out to learn some world premiere of WOLFPACK tonight. Sorry about the slow start we had, but we're having a lot of fun learning, and we're now in the meat of things, so we're trying to really concentrate. So apologize if we haven't got with you guys. If you have any questions for Mike, feel free to ask, and at a good time we'll give him those questions so he can answer your thoughts.
All right, that's it. We're all good. Turn 5.
This phase moves really fast. Yeah,
it can move now. It'll slow down if they start finding us a little bit, but not much. They're gonna go through a few things. All right, we're on turn 5, and we are on submarine movement. I'm gonna hang out where I am.
I'm hanging out where I am.
I think
I think we're all in. I think we're all in our attack position. So I think we're all.
I think I'm gonna move here in a couple turns, but yeah, I'm gonna hang out here for now.
Move across in a little bit.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Danger zone. Danger zone.
Pull from the cup of death. Full starting. Okay, that'll put us on turn 6. All right, I'm going to move back in.
We're doing this for 10 turns.
10 turns.
So at 9, 10, I'm going to move back up to the corner. So I'm going to stay where I'm at this turn.
Okay. Everybody moved? Everybody good?
I'm going to, so again, that arrow ends here, so I can move to here. Is that right?
You can if you
want. How you doing from Sweden? How you doing, Magnus?
No, actually, no. I'm going to stay there and move next turn, I think. Sorry.
I'm good.
I'm good. Good thing you moved out of the corner, Mike. Good thing you moved out of the corner.
I should have moved.
I know, huh? Uh-oh.
So bag of doom, yeah.
The yellow submarine bag of doom.
We'll just drag one, yeah.
Yep. Drag it fast. Grab it and drag it fast. False sighting.
Lovely. Put it back.
Yep. Turn 7. Wow. I'm not gonna be able to show the this mechanic. Here we go.
Does the bag have an auto shuffle script? I'm assuming the bag has an auto shuffle script. Yeah.
It does.
So it is randomly giving us one of the there should be 13 or 14 objects in there. 13. 13 objects. So it's
And
randomly.
over half of them are false sightings. So
Yes.
Which I'm happy about.
There are 6 possible contacts and 7 false sightings. We are playing, if you're just joining us, we are playing early war, kind of the easier, not the basic scenario, but this is kind of the easier scenario. So just to get our feet wet in the game. So we are
I hope not.
obviously later on, and you're playing later scenarios, you won't have as easy a time as we're having right now. So just keep that in mind.
Good job I moved. Oh.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Oh, Mike.
False sighting.
Oh, good one.
so I assume the harder it gets, the less false counters you have.
Exactly. At the end, there's only 2 of them in there.
I am going to move this time, I think.
Okay, we're turn 8. I'm going to stay where I am.
I'm going to move just up 1.
I'm good.
I'm good.
I've got a pull.
Uh-oh.
I'm good.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Uh-oh.
Okay,
It's got the tuna.
okay, that goes right there. Now we have to find out if it's fitted or it's not fitted. In the early part of the war, every escort has sonar, but they don't all have radar. So we're going to go up here. What is it? It is a S class. That's the best one you could pull. You're going to pull a random card, 1 to 10. If you roll a 1 to 3, he's not fitted. Okay. So
No radar.
this has a non-fitted side and it has a fitted side. So it's a non-fitted side. You can put that card away. That means that he has got to try to find you visually. He has no radar and you're on the surface.
Binoculars.
So you're gonna pull a card.
Okay.
You're gonna flip it, and we're gonna look over here in the surface search.
Hey, Mike, if you do me a favor,
Yep.
just put your mouse cursor over there and hold your Alt key down. I want to see if it makes it big for this. Does it do anything?
Oh, for them?
Yeah, for the viewer. Oh, there we go. A little bit better. Okay.
Yeah, you can also hit M.
Oh,
Yeah, it gives you a microphone or
to
magnify
it. So
this is on the old TTS.
So we have surface search. We have day, bad weather. No, he does not see you.
Good job, Tony.
And that's everybody. At the end, he goes to the patrolling zone. Now, he is here, and he could pick up Tony next turn if Tony is still here.
Okay, so it can force you out of what you're comfortable where you want to be then.
Mm-hmm.
It can be, yeah.
Because if he doesn't, what'll happen is he'll search again next turn. If there's nothing there, doesn't see anything, then he's going to go to this track, and he's at the end. He'll move up to the top, and then rather than us go in here and pull, this guy will show up where we are. Because we know there's definitely one escorting this convoy that we know of, and he will never go. He won't go away now. He's with us the rest of the game.
Around trying to find someone.
Yep.
Right.
I don't know, Tony. You want to get out of there, maybe?
Yeah, I am.
Turn 9. I'm going to move.
I'm going to move as well.
Yeah, I'm going to move because I want to get in front. Oh, hold on. Where's my buttons? Oh.
Uh-oh.
Hold on, I've gone all skewy. Hold on, there we are.
I've got a thing. No, I don't. I'm sorry.
You didn't move.
Oh, I'm okay.
Everybody's okay. Except this guy has nobody to search. He will go to the bottom, and then if there were more, they would come in. If we had to do more than one, we could random to see who goes in first, and then they go to the top to come back out.
Oh, God. Right.
when needed. So this is turn 10, last turn.
All right, I'm gonna move right back to where I started.
I'm going to come in from the flank.
You get right, okay.
We'll slow them down, Tony. You swoop in from behind and nail them all.
Go get him. Go get him, girl.
What the
What
heck?
happened there?
I have no clue.
All right, is that for me, this card? Okay.
Yeah, that's for you. That's for me.
Oh, okay.
I'm good.
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, so we are not going to get to see anything that. Do you guys want to see an attack and how it works?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we could just do one. Okay, so let's say they're going to attack me. So let's say this escort finds me. So let's do this. Let's say that it's visual, and we're going to go there. And let's say that was bad weather day. It was a green check mark. He actually got me. Okay. Then the mechanic works like this. He will go on top of me, and we will find out by a random number 1 to 3. I mean 1 to 2 because it's visual. How many turns it's going to take him to be on top of me to attack me? So I would do this. I would look 1 to 2, and he's 2 turns away. So we would take
That's a random 3, Mike.
a random 2 because it was visual. If it was sonar, it would be a random 3.
Okay.
He'd get me further away. Okay. So he's close to me because he's doing visual. He found me. Let's say there was a check mark there. And he's 2 away. So I look at his ID. His ID is 4. I come over here to the depth area. And I grab alarm 4. And I put it on the escort ID box. It goes right in there. So I know number 4 is coming after me. And he is 2 turns away. So at this point, I could spend a TP and I could crash dive if I wanted up to 100 feet.
Did we ever record our points anywhere, Mike?
No, because they're done. Oh, we never did spend for our TPs. So let's all do that. I had 10 left, so I get 2 more TPs, so I'm up to 4.
So how much are TPs?
5.
5. So I can have another 4 then. TPs 4, 6. So let's flip that over.
So I could spend and get down to 100 this turn, but he's far enough away. I probably wouldn't do that. I'd probably wait. Okay. So that turn would end. The next turn would happen. And then he would, he's found me. So he's going to close in on me. So this would go down to 1. And then I would have moved before that. And I would have dove 100, try to get away. I'm not going to attack him. It's really hard to hit an escort. And you waste a torpedo and there's no victory points for you.
Oh,
There are experience points. So in the campaign game, right, it could really help you there, but it doesn't help you win the scenario. We're here to sink tonnage, not sink little escorts. So there's no victory points in sinking the escorts. And that's really hard to do. Like
you
10,
can lower
20%.
by 100 each turn.
A Type 7 can dive 100 each turn and
Okay,
rise
is that
100.
listed anywhere, or is that just something you know?
It's up in that play aid that we were looking at. Dive rates. The Type 9 doesn't go as good. It's 50 a turn. Okay.
They get blown up real good though.
But they hope that if they have more hull snakes.
Like Tony, when those airplanes come in and drop the bombs, they blow up really easy.
Yeah, they blow up real good. They hit the bottom of the ocean real quick.
Nice and hard. So I got down to 100 this turn. So another turn goes by and I go another 100. I get down to 200. Okay. Now this went from 1 to nothing to 0. He's on top of me. And at this time, we would move him from here on top of me, and he's going to line me up for an attack. I pull another one of these cards, and I look here, and I look attack. If it has a green check mark, he's going to attack me this turn. If it has an X, he's lining me up. He's going to take another turn before he's going to attack me. So I got down to 200 feet, and he's going to drop depth charges on me. You look at the bottom right number is a 6 on this escort. He's going to attack strength of 6 depth charges from the Swan class. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one. Well, I should just do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 6 attack cards there that he's going to attack me with. Okay. The first step
based on his strength of his chit.
Exactly. So the first attack, he has varying degrees of. And I skipped a point. Let me back up again. Once I started to dive, he had to switch over to sonar. So he had to find me 2 times with sonar. So this would be the first time he tried to find me. Backing up 2 turns. I went down to 100. He took his turn. It's gone from visual sighting to now he's got to get me on the sonar. We flip this and we go sonar, bad weather early, green check mark. He's got me on sonar. A turn ago, I come over here, pull this, and I put it here. And now he's got me on sonar. Now he's homing. Now he's homing in on me. The next turn I went down to 200, and we have to search again, and we use homing this time, and it's all green. So he doesn't lose any contact on me. Let's say he had lost contact on me. Then I would take one of these lost contact ones, and I would place it here. And then when it comes time to attack me like he's doing now, he would be on the lost 1 column.
Okay.
But since he didn't have a loss on me, he's going to be on full contact. If he would have got if it would have been a loss 2, we'd be here. And if I could get it to loss 3, if I could evade him, then he loses all contact, and I've gotten away from him. So you have to slowly get away from the attacker. So right now he's got full contact. I'm at 200. I'm going to take light damage. See this? Let me zoom in. Full contact, 200 feet.
Yeah,
gotcha. Light damage. I come over here from the card of death. I flip this over. This card has, at the top, it has torpedo explosion. This is if our torpedoes are duds or not. We use this part of the card. If we were seeing convoy ship or damage, we would use this part of the card. But this is submarine damage. We're going to use this bottom part. And we're going to look at the L's because that's the light damage. And this is a pretty bad light damage.
Ooh,
That's pretty heavy for light damage.
I got. And the one thing that you have to remember, you do not compare this to this. It has nothing. Each one of these boxes is a completely random distribution. So even though this looks a lot worse than this card, that has nothing to do with it. Each individual box is totally randomly placed onto these cards. Okay, so I have flooding 1. My torpedo tube number 3 has light damage. I can't fire it until I fix it. And I have one of my crew locations has got light wounds. So let's go to my boat and do this. So we have wounds, torpedo 3, and flooding. So looking at my boat, I take the flooding and I place it on the first box. And I took 1 thing of flooding. Also, I have light damage, which is over here. And I place it on torpedo tube 3. I can't fire that torpedo tube 3 until I fix that damage. And the last one was crew. Look here, the crew is right here, and they have a number down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Guess what we're going to do?
Yeah.
We're going to pull a 10-sided die and see which
Oh
section
boy, here we
is going
go.
to take a lot. Oh, 10.
Oh, the
My chief-
engineer.
My chief engineer is going to take light wounds. And now he has a -1 die roll. If I was to use him, it's in the campaign game. There'd be a modifier attached to that. So there's depth charge number 1 of 6.
I don't know why I'm laughing.
Okay, so the way that this works here, you'll see these little flags down here at the bottom. The way flooding works during my damage control, I could try to fix this flooding by the bow crew. Okay, any of the crew, bow, mid, or stern can, because it's all hands. Okay, so any one of those or all of them could try to stop the flooding. If I get one successful attempt, it goes to contained. If I get a second one, we actually repair and it goes away. If it gets past this flag, I can never, if I contain it there, I can never get it past this flag.
Right.
And then up here, I can never get it past this flag. And then this, you'll see crush depth. If I'm ever at a crush depth, I have to look at the beginning of my movement, come over here, and I'm looking at any of these. If I'm at 300 or 350, these yellow arrows, I pull one of these cards, and if a yellow shows up right there,
yeah,
I imploded off to the bottom. Mm-hmm. Okay, and the deeper you go, the more chance it is that you're going to implode.
Right.
So, okay, let's do the next one.
Yeah, let's do the next card.
So the next one is nothing there. That depth charge didn't come close. Next one, another light damage. All right, I can handle light. This one's not so bad. Oh, take that back. It's fire level 1. That's not so good. So we've got a fire broke out. So I'll show you how this works. So let me go back to this contain. So let's say I'm here and I'm flooding and I don't fix it. I fail. At the end of the damage control, it goes up 1. Because we're still flooding. We haven't got it contained.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So right now we are flooding and we are right here. Same with fire. You contain fire and then you can make it go down. This can go up and it can go down. And of course, if it gets right here, you probably can read that. You don't want to be there. And gas works the same way. It doesn't have a contained side. Once gas is in here, every turn you don't get to the surface, someone's taking light damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's bad.
That's bad. So that was that card. Let's look at 200 again. Another light damage. What do we have? Torpedo tube 2, hydros. So torpedo tube 2 and hydros take light damage. So the hydros are light damage. So that would go in my hydrophones. And torpedo tube 2 now has light damage. Now I got way too much stuff to fix in one turn.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to make a decision when it comes time to fix stuff. And we'll do that real quick, okay? So no, not the last card. Nothing there. Last card, light damage.
Oh, right.
Okay, so what do we end up here? Uh-oh, gas level 1. Oh, that's not good. So now we have gas is in here at level 1. So I'm good there, but if it gets to surface, once it gets up here, until we get to the surface, we'll be taking light damage. Someone's going to take light wounds, I mean. So I got another couple turns before that could happen.
Hey,
Now,
let's talk about the wounds real quick. So I'm assuming light wounds. If you take a second one, you go to heavy wounds, or you're
you
dead.
go,
or
you
what
go. They're in 4 levels: light,
Okay.
medium, heavy, and
Dead.
KIA.
Dead. Okay. All right.
And when you get to heavy, you're incapacitated, which means you can no longer perform your duties.
Okay.
If you're one of these guys, these crew sections can still operate at heavy, but you can see it is a -4 to their die roll.
Oh boy. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Okay. And you can move these levels around at the end of your damage control. So I'll do a damage control real quick. So a damage control works like this. Each one of these boxes can have one roll. So this guy could fix, this is an all hands, and this is an all hands. So all 3 of these guys, these different sections, could fight the fires and the flooding. This guy, the front torpedo tubes are limited to him only. The hydro, if I'm on the surface, is limited to him only because I'm not on the surface now. I can't even fix it. The middle guy is the deck gun, the 88, and the periscopes, plus the all hands. And the stern, which is an important one, both engines, rudders, rear torpedo, and all hands. So my first all hands is going to be fire. He's going to try to put the fire out. I need.
Oh, we're losing you, Mike.
Yeah. Give it a second to
I need
sync.
to roll a 10.
Here we go.
Are we back?
Yep.
Okay. We good?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yep. Go ahead.
So you can see the repair is 1 to 4. So I got to pull 1 to 4 to repair. I'm going to use my stern section to try to repair. I need a 4 out of 10. So I contained the flooding. Now I'm going to use my middle section to try to contain the fire. A 6, we contain the fire. Now I'm going to try to put the fire out. 5, we did. We put the fire out. That's the end of my, all 3 of them have taken their roll. And these guys come into effect in the campaign game. They're going to give you, you're going to build up they'll have a bunch of different stats you can spend experience points on, and they get really good at doing their jobs. But the jobs of repairing is the crew. And then this chief engineer can help them, but he's got to get higher in experience. Okay. So now you've seen how that whole thing works. And this all could happen to us in the middle in here. So we can put all those cards back, and none of that actually really happened.
That was just a test.
It
It
was
was only a
test.
test.
Panic.
Well, that looks really good. I look forward to actually seeing how that plays out on somebody else's. So,
All right. What are you saying? All right. Don't worry. You won't have to wait long, Jeff.
so you, what do we think, guys? Are we pretty good on things? Do you want to call it an episode and come back and?
It's up to
Is
you
this a good-
if you want to do one
I
turn
think this
of
is a great
this.
place to stop right before we get
Before we go for it, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll move to turn 11,
in. Let's do what?
and we pull another turn down here. So we are turns 11 through. Now the game ends, so now we're going to go through 11 through 20, being able to get in here and do some attacks. On
Okay.
turn 21, we have sudden pull death, right? So we are on turn 21, we pull a card. If it's a 1, game over.
Right.
Turn 22, a 1 or 2, game over. Turn 23, 1 to 3, game over. So the farther we go, the more chance it's going to end.
Okay.
Now we may want to end it before. We may get our victory points that we need 24 victory points for victory. And we may get it before even we get to turn 30. And we may, if everybody disengages, the game's over. And there's a mechanic where stragglers will be up here on the turn track, and then we can go and try to find them and attack them and kill them on the turn track.
Awesome.
Damaged
I
ones.
really like this. This is so
Yeah.
cool. It's such a pain to actually use the tabletop because
It is,
literally, if we're playing face to face, I could put 4 cards down. We could all flip them. We would have that done in like 5 seconds.
It's always faster. Like as people get better with tabletop and they start helping and doing, it speeds everything up a lot. If one person's doing all of the tabletop work, it does slow it down.
Right.
But yeah,
Well,
so you've seen a
setup.
setup.
Sinking some ships next time we get together, boys.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here.
Yeah.
Let me
Look
get
forward to it.
stuff.
Mike, thank you so much for
Thank you, Mike.
introducing us to the
Yeah.
game.
You
and
guys are welcome.
teaching us how to play. We really love it.
I hope you enjoy it.
What for those people out there waiting on this to get printed from GMT Games, if you're not a P500 member or you haven't ordered it yet, be sure to get your butt over there to GMT and get this pre-ordered right away because Mike, when's it going to be printed? Any update on that?
No, I'm hoping sometime next year. It'll
Okay.
probably be. Hopefully, we'll be off to the printers by the end of the year next year.
Okay.
If it goes, it all depends on how much help you get, how much play testing you get, how much help you get with proofreaders, and it's a process. Sometimes stuff goes really fast because you've got a ton of help and a lot of people are working on stuff, and then sometimes you're just by yourself, and it just takes time.
Right.
So
Understand. Do I have to make a phone call to Gene again? I mean,
yeah,
I got him like speed down now. So
you know how GMT works is they have independent design teams. Like GMT has like 60 different design teams, and they're basically around a designer. And he has his developer and he has his play testers, and that group, GMT just lets them do their thing. They don't put pressure and to make people do something faster than they want to get it done. They're real good about letting the designer design what they want, get it exactly how they want it, and then it goes to print. So GMT really is not involved too much in the design. Like we can always ask Gene, or I work for the company, so people ask me. Jason Carr is another guy who works for the company, and Joel Toppin, and we'll get emails or phone calls from people, and they'll ask us, "Hey, what's your thought?" or "How can we, do this or that?" And we help out there. But the individual design teams are in charge of their projects. They're kind of on their timelines.
One thing I wanted to ask, Mike.
Yep.
Solitaire. How would you play this solitaire? You obviously play more.
You play all 4 subs yourself.
Right.
So the way it works is if you have 2 people, each do 2. If you're by yourself, you do all 4. Of course, 4 of us, we all have 1 and 3 people. I'm still playing around with this rule. You could do 3, and you could have there are replacement subs, a little bit like Tank Duel, where if your submarine on this outer part that we just did, this the approach, if you get sunk there, you're not out of the game. You cost us 6 victory points because you went to the bottom. So we're 6 behind already. So now we need 30 to win. And you can get a replacement submarine. It's not part of our flotilla. So you don't get any of the benefits of experience points or any of that stuff, but you get half victory points to help us.
Right.
So you got to get 6 victory points just to break even what you cost us. And then you could possibly help us. Hey. So that's how the replacement submarine works. So if it's a 3-player game, somebody could just be using the replacement submarine, or one person could play 2 and the other ones play 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we can scale. That way we can scale. Any number amount we can play. We have a campaign going on. Only 2 of us can make it. We can continue on with our campaign. And then the other 2 guys can join in next week when they're available.
Right.
That's cool.
Any thought to just off the top of my head, any thought to color coding what your different guys on your board can, like if you outline the bow guy in green and outline the different sections, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do know what you're saying. Let me go ahead. I should have did this in the beginning. Everything you see here is all playtest art.
Okay. Yeah.
Nothing's final. It's all my art. It's all my art, except the boards. My friend of mine, Thomas from Poland, did the submarine boards for me, but everything else I did.
Right.
So everything can change. And yes, making things work. That's what happens when I get the professional artist, right? I'm probably going to get, hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll get Terry Leeds to do this. Yeah. He wants to do it. He's the one.
He's doing the cover, isn't he?
He did my cover. He did all of Tank Duel. The cover for this, I did it, but it's just an internet photo, and I messed with it. So it's I want Terry to make it look like that, but better.
Yeah. Well, bear in mind that some of us are colorblind, so don't go bonkers with the colors.
Yes, yeah,
that's a great point. Maybe
I try to always. We always try to think about that, right? I mean, I try to use, and the artist is really good about that. The professional artists know the colors. Like in Tank Duel, I've got red, but I always put a shape on it, so colorblind will know the shape.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, so we're always conscious of that.
Yeah, so you could have like a solid box, you could have like a dash box, and then like a squiggly line box.
Sure.
Then, as long as you tell me what the squiggly line means.
Yeah,
well, the squiggly line guy goes with all the squiggly line boxes.
Yeah. So and that could be it could be an icon, right? There could be like a icon in the corner up here, and then an icon that matches what he can do. Right. We already have like this says all hands here, and this little symbol here is all hands. It'll be in the rules, right? So that little symbol means that the all hands can do all this, and then this one here has that little symbol. So all hands can do this. So yeah, stuff like that. I usually leave that to the artist because they're really good at that, right? Terry's great at that, and he'll come up with something, and then I'll look at it, and we'll work on it from there and fine tune it. So the artists are really good at that kind of thing.
How many different versions of submarines does the base game come with, Mike?
Well, this is going to have two. You're going to have Type 7s and Type 9s. That's basically what was in the North Atlantic. It was mainly Type 7s. And then they had the Type 9s that did do patrols, and they also had the milk cows, right, that were loaded with torpedoes and would reload. And I have a little mechanic for that. If you don't want to, so you have a choice. You can either go in from your patrol. If you're a Type 9, you could stay out longer. And then there'll be a milk cow, and you're going to have to roll to see how many torpedoes he's got to give you and that type of thing if you want to stay out for longer than a month, because each patrol is 1 month. So a campaign game lasts 16 game turns, and they're broken down into 4 segments of 4, right? So you have to win. They're broken down in segments of 3, and you got to win. You have to win 4. There's 4 big sections of the game. You have to win. I'm sorry, I'm getting confused. There's 6 big sections of the campaign game. You have to win 4 of the sections to win the campaign.
4 of the 6. Okay.
4 out of the 6, and 1, 2, and 3 you should win 1, 2, and 3. 4, 5, and 6. Good luck.
You should lose.
So it's that 4th one that you're going for, right? I mean, if you don't get number 4, number 5 is going to be tough. If you don't get that, oh my goodness, you're going to have to try to win the last one, which will be brutal. And you can also auto lose if we lose too many submarines. There are time periods where if your losses meet this point, you lost. You lost too many submarines.
Yeah.
Right.
Is there any air attacks in this game, Mike?
Nope. We're in that part of the Atlantic where the air cover can't reach.
Okay.
Now, that's all taken into So one thing that you guys we didn't do, and I'll show you.
Expansion, Mike. Expansion.
Yeah, I will
Yeah.
show you. I will show you one thing that we didn't do were these events, and these events you could show up damaged. In other words, on your way from Lorraine in France out to the killing grounds, you encountered an airplane, and you've shown up with damage. And then on your return, there are two of them that you get sunk. Unless you have a TP saved for the very end, you can spend a TP to avoid that outcome. This is the return to base outcome.
So they can get you on the way out and on the way back.
On the way out and the way back.
That's cool. Yeah.
So yeah, the campaign has got a lot of cool extras to it. And that's really the way it's designed to be played as a campaign game.
All right, guys, we're going to let Mike go here in just a few seconds. If you have any last-minute questions for Mike and about WOLFPACK, put them in the chat right now before we say goodnight to everyone out there. We do appreciate everyone coming out tonight and enjoying a great time.
Yeah.
Again, it's not really conducive to being interactive as we're trying to learn a new game and stuff, so we apologize for that. But hopefully everyone's been following along. If you missed anything, if you have any questions for Mike, he's here to answer your questions now.
Yeah, thanks everybody for taking the time to check it out. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, really excited about this. I think we should get this. How can we reach Mike for playtesting if he's looking for people to playtest? How can they reach you, Mike?
Well, let's. You can just email me. I'm on Consum World, Facebook. Friend me. You can reach me through all that. My email is proimages@mac.com. proimages@mac.com. You can always reach me there too.
And I'll tell you, Mike's a good guy to help. He wants play testers, and he'll walk you through it. We've been working on Mr. President and really working through that game. So, and
is it proimages@me.com or at Mac?
At Mac. Me or Mac. It's the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I have some people that are play testing. We have an open campaign, and I put it out. Hey, we're going to play this night, and people will just come in, and the way that the campaign works is if the person that played your submarine before you has set you up to play your session. So when you get done with your session, then you set it up for the person next to play. Now, it might be you. You might come right back the next session and keep going with the same submarine. So it's kind of a cool little mechanic where if you set it all up for the next guy to play. Because when you get back, you're going to get a bunch of experience points. And with those experience points, you're going to either at the end of the scenario, you're going to say, how many of my experience points, my 40 that I got, how many am I going to give to the flotilla for next mission? And you do it right then. You can't change it next mission.
Right.
So they go the flotilla, and then that next group gets to spend from that. And all those die rolls that we did, those repulls, they all come from those flotilla points that were given the time before. And then not only do you spend and then you'll have some XPs left. Let's say you had 40, they gave 10, you have 30 left. Now use those 30 to improve your crew and to spend TPs for the upcoming scenario.
Is there a chart or anything that shows you what you can spend your TPs on?
There is. It's right up here in where we were setting up. So it says down here. So like for the campaign game, it's here. Experience points may be spent 5 per tactical point. Crew enhancements per that track. I've got a whole page for that. In the single game, what you spend on is just experience points, and then the flotilla. So it gives you all the stuff that you can spend it on. And then my chart, and I'm going to add that crew experience chart for the next time we play so you can look at it. Okay. You can see how all that works and what you can spend them on, right? Your Your captain could get better with his TDCs, get a better modifier. He could put multiple calculations in one turn on different targets, all kind, things that make him better. And
Okay.
if he goes down incapacitated, your first wash officer has to take over. Did you get him up to speed? Right? And
Right.
your engineer helps, and so there's things you can spend on.
That's great. I was just saying,
we'll talk about scheduling our next session. I think if we could do like a Sunday again.
That'd be awesome. I'm open. Just let me know.
If
don't worry too much, Mike. About there's a lot of setup, a lot of going through the rules. There aren't any rules online. There aren't any living rules. So everybody,
there are no rules yet.
Learning the game, including
you can pretty much play it off of these up here at the top. These player aid. It's the rules condensed. Now I'm going to take these, and we're going to expand on them, and get them all written up. But that's the next big project is the rules, and that's the worst, right? The rules are the hardest.
Yeah.
The designing's easy. It's the rule book that's just a bear.
Right.
Easy for people like me to understand. So
it's tough, man. I'm telling you, it's brutal. And then by the time you're at the end, when it really matters, like that last 10%, I physically can't see mistakes anymore. I've seen it too many times. So now I have to rely on other people. And if I don't have anybody helping me, you know what I mean? So then you get into that. Well,
to me, Mike, when you're ready to, I'll give them. If I can understand them,
awesome.
Anybody can.
You'll get a copy.
Hey, I said something like that with Mr. President too. So
so
if I can understand them, probably everybody can.
We'll send them to everybody to get a look at and go through them. And because really, at the end, I can't proof anymore. I can't even see spelling mistakes.
Right.
There are spelling mistakes on Mr. President's map that I didn't see. And plain as day, right in front of my face. But I just can't see it. I've seen it too much.
Go word blind. Yeah, fresh eye.
Yep, I just can't do it anymore. So that's somebody else's job. I've done it up to this point. Now somebody has to take over and continue finding that last 10% is the hardest. The first 90 is easy of game design or game production. That's that last 10% that's just brutal.
Well, thank you everyone for coming out tonight. We will be back. Join us Saturday, 4:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with a special guest, the Gimpy Gamer, coming out this week to talk with the War Room guys. And then hopefully we'll have an announcement. We'll probably do this offline, but we'll have an announcement during the War Room on when we're scheduling our next session of WOLFPACK. And man, oh man, I am so excited about this game. I am really pumped to give it a whirl.
I'm glad you like it.
So thank you, Mike, for coming out and showing it to us. I know I've been harping on it and giving you some grief about it, but that's because I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
I can't wait for it to turn up. It's ordered. I just want it to turn up now. So
Good deal. I'm glad to hear that.
Everyone, you have a great evening. See you guys Saturday at 4:00 for the War Room. Until then, everyone have a great week.
See you guys.
See ya.